right here on your TV. It's Wednesday, May 20th, and I'm Jessica Kading. 10 additional cases of COVID-19 have been confirmed in the Halton region since yesterday, plus one additional probable case, bringing the total number of cases the Halton region has seen to 661. 10 more people have fully recovered since yesterday as well, so the total number of active symptomatic cases that we know about in our region is now 150 cases. According to the latest surveillance report released by the region yesterday, 21 Halton residents are currently in hospital. In total, Halton hospitals have seen a total of 83 COVID-19 hospitalizations since the beginning of the crisis, which is far fewer than the best-case scenario predictions the province released earlier in the pandemic. This is obviously great news, but to make room for the influx of patients the hospitals thought they would have, many clinical services and some operations that were not deemed life-threatening were postponed. Halton Healthcare is now starting to consider how they can safely return to pre-pandemic levels, but are waiting on the province for further instruction. That being said, as always, the emergency departments are open 24/7. If you do find yourself or a loved one in an urgent, life-threatening emergency situation, please do not hesitate to visit your local emergency room. There are COVID-19 precautions in place to keep everyone as safe as possible. Speaking of being safe, the federal and provincial governments are now both recommending the use of face masks when out, especially in situations where social distancing can be challenging. Oakville MP Anita Anand, who is also the Minister for Public Services and Procurement in Canada, joins us to comment on that announcement.
The idea is that wearing a mask is not harmful, and it actually is useful in some degree. And so you see today the Prime Minister was wearing a mask when he went into the House of Commons. And we are going to see it more and more when people go out and about, certainly in the grocery stores. Some are actually mandating the use of masks in the grocery store. But I think we're going to be reaching a stage where the use of masks becomes more and more normal, and it won't be a large deal if we see people with masks on.
Now, of course, things have been gradually reopening, and we're starting to shift focus to the economy and trying to recover. I know you do like to speak a lot about Made in Canada and supporting locally made goods. Do you want to speak to that today?
Most definitely. You're exactly right, Jessica, that part of the procurement process that I'm involved with and leading relates to having multiple different supply chains operating internationally and domestically. And on the domestic front, we have seen Canadian producers, Canadian companies stepping up, supplying gowns and face shields and ventilators, and very soon N95 masks, as well as test kits. And so the Canadian example is one of the most heartening aspects of this crisis, in the sense that Canadian manufacturing is rising to the challenge, and we will be ready for future waves if they do occur.
So if we're looking to get our own reusable masks, we can find Canadian-made ones would be the best thing to do to help support local businesses. And there's other things that we can do here, even in Halton, to help support our local businesses that may or may not be opening back up. There's a lot of online shopping to be done, and to help support those businesses that aren't getting that same revenue that they are used to.
Well, I just want to echo that, Jessica. I have not been more thrilled than over the past week or so when we heard that it was possible for Oakville businesses to start reopening beyond the essential services. And I think we have all felt that we want to get back out there and support our Oakville businesses that we know and love so much. So I really can't wait, and it's going to be a message, I think, that we will be hearing all over town as we start seeing life normalize once again. And the beautiful day that we have out there today is just an example of, I think, the great spirited community that we are going to be seeing all over the rest of the month and in the months to come.
Yes, and actually still ahead in the show, we're going to talk about downtown Oakville having their Cyber Sidewalk sale next week. So the details on that are still ahead. I'm going to let you go now. Thank you so much for connecting with us today.
No problem. I'll look forward to the next conversation, Jessica. Take care.
If you are going to wear a mask when out in public, it's important you know how to wear one safely so that you don't contaminate it. The medical officer of health for the Halton region, Dr. Hamida Magani, is featured in this next video, which is being broadcast with permission from the Halton region to ensure that you have accurate information.
While wearing a face covering can help protect others around you, it is important to understand that this is just a tool and it is not a cure-all. It is also crucial that you understand how to properly handle coverings and that you are taking the right precautions if you decide to use one. Here are some helpful do's and don'ts. Always wash your hands before putting it on and right after taking it off. Wear a face covering that fits well around your nose and mouth without gaping at the sides. Put it on and take it off properly by touching just the straps. Store it in a clean place and wash it regularly, if reusable, or discard it in the trash can as soon as it is damp, soiled, or crumpled. Don't fiddle with it while out in public. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth before taking it off if you haven't thoroughly washed your hands first. Don't share coverings or masks with others. Don't use professional and medical grade face masks. These are in short supply and must be reserved for use by frontline healthcare workers during the pandemic. Remember, face coverings are not for everyone. Children under the age of 2 or anyone who has trouble breathing should not wear face coverings or masks. If you aren't able to buy a non-medical mask, you can make your own by following instructions available on the Health Canada website. Homemade masks should ideally be made of 2 layers of fabric with different patterns so you know which is on the front. Remember, homemade face coverings and non-medical masks will not protect you from catching COVID-19 or any other virus, but they do protect others from your secretions or droplets. This is important with a virus like COVID-19 since you can be contagious even if you don't know that you have symptoms. Thank you for continuing to take steps to help protect the health of our community. We're all in this together. Together, we are making a difference. For more information on our response to COVID-19, visit halton.ca/COVID-19.
Of course, information on COVID-19 is changing rapidly. For the most up-to-date information, including the current number of Halton residents who have contracted COVID-19, please do visit halton.ca/COVID-19. In addition to being concerned about our health and the health of our loved ones, most of us are also concerned financially. The federal government has, of course, implemented this CERB as well as assistance to students and seniors. And today, Burlington MP Karina Gould confirmed additional assistance for families expected today.
And as of today, we will be providing a one-time $300 top-up to families who receive the Canada Child Benefit. And so we know that this will go a long way to help families who are struggling, and this will be an additional support for them.
And of course, businesses are also going through an extremely difficult time. What are some of the announcements on that front?
Yeah, so we've talked about before the Canada Emergency Business Account, but as you know, I've said many times before, the Government of Canada has been listening to people here in Burlington and right across the country to adjust our programs to make sure that they meet the needs of Canadians, our organizations, and our businesses. And so the Prime Minister has announced that to qualify for the CEB now, applicants with a payroll lower than $20,000 will be able to apply so long as they have a business operating account at a participating financial institution, a CRA business number, and to have filed taxes in 2018 or 2019. And they will be eligible for non-deferrable expenses between $40,000 and $1.5 million. So we've expanded the eligibility criteria for the Canada Emergency Business Account. And we've also created the Regional Relief and Recovery Fund, which is trying to get to businesses, particularly that are seasonal, particularly that rely on tourism or in hospitality, that maybe don't meet the criteria for the CEBA or for the Canada Wage Subsidy. And this will be delivered through regional development agencies. So here in Southern Ontario, that's the FedDev agency. It's an opportunity for businesses who don't qualify for other government programs to apply. And today, the Prime Minister also announced the criteria to apply for the Canada Emergency Commercial Relief Assistance Program. And so this is a program that's jointly managed with the provinces for small businesses to help with rent relief. And so the program will provide forgivable loans to eligible commercial property owners, who in turn will give a rent reduction of at least 75% for April and May, retroactive, and June to their small business tenants. And this program can be accessed through the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation website beginning on May 25th.
And is there anything that you'd like to say directly to your constituents in Burlington, families and businesses that are going through this tough time?
Yeah, I mean, look, I really want to say thank you to everyone in Burlington for, just taking these measures so seriously. I think what we've seen is, because we haven't seen a large number of cases here, that everyone has really been doing their part. But at the same time, people are hurting. And what we've seen is just incredible community coming together, as always, to make sure that we're supporting those most in need. And so whether it's, when you're going on a walk through the neighborhood, and you see people that have painted rocks to have encouraging messages, or the Burlington Dads groups that has collected food for the Halton Women's Place and for the Burlington Food Bank, or just so many different individuals who are engaging in caremongering right now. I'm so grateful for everything that you're doing, and I think it just proves what a wonderful community that we live in. So thank you so much to the individuals and the organizations who've just stepped up incredibly during these difficult times.
There have been some incredibly heartwarming stories like the ones that you shared. We're trying to keep everyone on top of those stories as well, because there is some good to find within the bad, for sure, and we need to remember that. Stay positive, and we're all in this together.
Exactly.
The Oakville Chamber of Commerce hosted their weekly Conversations webinar today right here at your TV. The session is hosted by the chair of the Oakville Chamber, Tim Cadigan, and today's guest was Dr. Janet Morrison, the president and vice chancellor of Sheridan College. Sheridan is home to more than 40,000 students across 3 campuses, and while the school has pivoted to alternative delivery methods for many of their courses, that loss of campus experience is still being felt by many. Dr. Morrison says that while COVID-19 crisis has forced a change in how the school is operating, the transition to new ways of teaching and learning are still providing meaning.
The most effective driver of positive transition from state A to state B is a sense of purpose. And I think there's lots of purpose to be found in this crisis. And it is a crisis, particularly, I think, for young folks who I think will be marked by this pandemic for the rest of their lives. So where do you find a sense of purpose? We know that the world needs talent. We know that the world needs leadership. We know that change has never been more all-encompassing. And so, my bias, cards on the table, this is what post-secondary does at its best, is it positions students to see the future, to understand their personal purpose, and to facilitate a pathway towards that. And so my encouragement to those parents is it absolutely is going to look different, both now and in the fall, but it will be of high quality, and it will facilitate a pathway to purpose. And I hope people find some sense of stability and certainty in that assurance.
The town of Oakville has recently opened up their green spaces and cemeteries, as well as community gardens. This past Saturday, both Oakville marinas opened up as well, so that boat owners could start preparing for the upcoming season. Public hand washing stations have been installed at both the Bronte Marina and the downtown Oakville Harbor Marina locations to help keep people safe as possible. Owners are also encouraged to wear a mask. While Bronte Public Boat Launch opened this past Saturday, the Shipyard Public Boat Launch at Oakville Harbor will not open until early June. The town has also announced that as of today, all town-owned leash-free dog parks and their parking lots are now open, as well as parking lots at popular waterfront parks, including Tannery and Waterworks Park, Gairloch Gardens, Coronation Park, South Shell Park, and residents are encouraged to leave their cars at home, however, and walk, bike, or roll to your local neighborhood park as much as possible. The city of Burlington is also working towards opening most city parks and parking lots by this weekend, but this will not include the west parking lot at Spencer Smith Park or the LaSalle Park Marina lot, as both are still under construction. Lowville Park parking lot will also remain closed in an effort to discourage crowds. We do need to take a short break now. We'll be right back with a local manufacturer who's creating face shields for long-term care homes here in Halton. That story, plus your local weather forecast and upcoming business webinars, are up next. A local manufacturing company is doing their part in these pandemic times by creating face shields for long-term care facilities across the Halton region. Melissa Candelaria has more.
As one of 20 manufacturing facilities in the world, Ketter North America in Milton has diverted some of their manufacturing lines to create these face shields. Vice President of Marketing David Foster says they wanted to do something to give back to their employees and the community.
So one of the things that happened was where our company is based in Israel, they got hit first, and then Europe, where we also have a lot of manufacturing. So when they got hit, they started designing a face shield. We took that design and we duplicated it all around the world in a number of our factories. And the nice thing is, you know, we were considered an essential business because of some of the products that we do. So we needed to ensure that our employees were safe. And for us, we're trying to constantly look at how we can give back to the community.
And to do that, they decided to contact local long-term care facilities. Foster says so far they have helped 35 in Halton, with growing interest from across the GTA as well.
For us, again, what we're finding is that a lot of hospitals talking to people are sitting on 90-day supply of PPE, and the long-term care facilities are not. And the folks that come and work here are coming from all over the GTA area. So we've started reaching out into Toronto and Brampton and areas like that, because that's where our employees' families are. And it's important for us that we take care of them.
Although there are many face shields being produced right across the province, Foster says what sets them apart from others is that they are reusable.
This particular design comes with, it covers the full face and around to the ears. It also has a foam seal along the top of the visor that allows or prevents droplets from being able to penetrate the shield. And the good thing about our shield is that it's reusable. So we ship it with additional shields. It can be sanitized, it can be reused. So we're trying to be very environmentally conscious. And for us, that's a main goal for our company, is sustainability and making sure that we're being kind to the earth.
If you work in or know of a long-term care facility who could use these shields, Ketter North America is encouraging you to reach out. Reporting for Halton News, I'm Melissa Candelaria.
What an absolutely gorgeous day out there today. And don't worry if you didn't get a chance to enjoy it, though there are plenty more where that came from in our forecast. We're looking at sunshine every day in our 5-day outlook, and the temperature will just keep on rising, bringing our daytime high to 24 degrees by Friday and Saturday, then 26 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud to finish off our weekend, and Monday even hotter at 27 degrees for our daytime high. So don't forget to break out that sunscreen. The Oakville Chamber of Commerce will host the president and CEO of Ford Motor Company for a Zoom webinar discussing the roadmap to recovery next Wednesday, May 27th, which will air here on your TV live at noon. It will also air live on the Chamber's Facebook page. You can register to join the discussion by visiting oakvillechamber.com. The Flamborough Chamber of Commerce, in collaboration with the Hamilton Technology Center, is hosting a webinar on adjusting to the new normal, workplace mental health and COVID-19. That's taking place on Thursday, May 28th from noon to 1 p.m. They will share some of the tools, strategies, and approaches that you can use to support yourself, your staff, and your workplace as we all begin to adapt to a new normal. Visit mindfulemployer.ca to register for that one. And now a look at how the markets did today. We do need to take a short break. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Halton News on your TV, and I'm Jessica Kading. The Burlington Food Bank continues their good work for all those in our community needing extra assistance during these trying times. Here's today's update.
As you can see, no jacket on today. It's beautiful outside. And we wanted to thank Jane McKenna for giving a shout out to all of the Burlington organizations, the different food agencies, Burlington Dads, and all the wonderful people that have been helping out around Burlington. And I think all of those organizations would agree that it's about their volunteers. So we wanted to thank our volunteers and all of those volunteers that have been able to take part in making sure that Burlington's staying safe and staying home. For us here at the Burlington Food Bank, we've actually seen a fantastic thing happen in that we haven't had to do any deliveries from our front door. Nobody's coming here anymore. We've been able to do deliveries every day, and today we have 32 deliveries going out, and 3 different drivers coming in to pick up and get that food out safely to those people that are in need of it. And we just want to remind people, if you're in need of food, make sure you email us info@burlingtonfoodbank.ca or give us a call at 905-637-2273.
And now, as promised earlier in the program, you can now support local business in a new way from the comfort of your home. Downtown Oakville is having a cyber sidewalk sale. Yes, you heard that right. From May 28th to 31st, you'll be able to shop bigger than the sale rack sales from participating downtown Oakville retailers online. You can shop any time of day or night throughout the event. Many are offering free shipping and local delivery, so you can stock up on gifts now and save, while also supporting small businesses when they need you most. Also, since some businesses with street-facing doors are reopening, some of these retailers will also be open for in-store shopping with physical distancing measures in place. The sale will kick off with a live auction on Instagram, with everything starting at least 50% off. Follow Oakville Downtown's Instagram stories to participate on May 27th at 7 p.m. For more info, including a list of participating stores, please visit oakville.com, oakvilledowntown.com. Tonight on Your TV in Burlington and Oakville, we present a new episode of Sports Week with Steve Foxcroft. Oakville Matters follows at 7:30, and Kirk Robinson and company have their weekly call-in show. Auto Expert starts at 8 o'clock tonight. For viewers in Milton and Halton Hills, the same thing for you. A new episode of Sports Week with Steve Foxcroft. Let's Just Do This with Margaret Wallace Duffy, and then Kirk Robinson again with his live call-in program is at 8 o'clock. For more, check us out online at yourtv.tv. We're also on social media at YourTV Halton on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're live again tomorrow night at 5:30. I'm Jessica Kading, and I thank you for watching.